Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us on the 6:30 p.m. edition of News on My Media Prime Television. My name is Quinter Fon, live from Douala, Cameroon's economic capital. I begin today's edition of Prime News in the nation's economic capital, where there was a tension at the 9th District Police Station here in Douala earlier following the death of a detainee. According to reports, 36-year-old Zemo Berthen was beaten at the police station and sent home, where he later died. He went to the police station after his neighbor filed a complaint against him. Get full details of this report with Catherine Ekongwe.
A 36-year-old man identified as Zeno Berthen was allegedly beaten to death by elements of the 9th District Police Station in Daido Douala 1 subdivision. According to information recounted from the family of the deceased, Berthen, a motor mechanic, resided in Bonaberry, working at Carrefour Pasteur Douala 5 subdivision, had a rift with one of his neighbors, a female officer who filed a complaint against him.
The man no touch the woman. The we should after 2 days take convocation. Come say, my master don't come for you. Ask, don't say you go beat it. Every convocation, see one my master yes. Me can go show you to me. That means say go show you. Because we been a one village me and the woman. The pastor the woman then for day.
Speaking to the press, the second wife of Berthen, Gwini Anita, recounts how her husband was seriously beaten after respecting convocation, with a physical bruise on his face.
That one come, they don't lock you inside us. Betty, so therefore, yes, I want to come and see my mother for the time because that means
Berthen died at home before his corpse was transported to the 9th Police District by the family members who are inconsolable. All attempts to get the commissioner was futile. Anti-riot police descended to the scene with water cannon to disperse the population. The population was also tear-gassed, while rude police officers attempted to brutalize some media men.
We stay in the Lithowa region, where elements of the Mungo North Gendarmerie have intercepted 530 cartons of tramadol and Viagra drops illegally imported into the country. The drugs were seized Wednesday, November 17, 2021. Get full details right ahead. Over 530 cartons of contraband drugs concealed under the guise of eggs have been intercepted by elements of the Mungo North Gendarmerie Brigade in Kongsamba, Lithowa region of Cameroon. The drugs coming into the country from neighboring Nigeria were seized at the Yimo Gendarmerie checkpoint, a locality in Barek Bakem subdivision, Mungo Division, on Wednesday, November 17, 2021 at about 3 a.m.
Nous avons mené une opération en date.
We carried out an operation on the night of November 16, breaking 17 at about 3 a.m. and intercepted this truck with 530 cartons of illicit drugs, including tramadol and Viagra. We also want to thank the population because they gave us information. We want to tell them not to be scared. The gendarmes are in Mongo Division to serve the interests of the population and protect them.
The illicit drugs, including 500 cartons of tramadol and several cartons of Viagra, were destined for Douala, Cameroon's economic capital. According to the company commander for Mungo North Gendarmerie Brigade, the campaign to fight against illicit drugs is in a bid to ensure end-of-year festivities and upcoming Afghan competition goes unhitch-free.
Et aussi, nous voulons rappeler aux uns et aux autres que la position du haut commandement est claire. Les fêtes de fin d'année.
We also want to remind everyone that the objective of our unit is clear: to ensure end-of-year festivities and Afghan competition goes on well.
Before destruction, the drugs were presented to the senior divisional officer for Mungo Division.
Rappeler que les éléments de la compagnie de gendarmerie de Mungo Nord
Elements of the Mungo North Gendarmerie Company last night intercepted this truck coming from the northwest, though from neighboring Nigeria, en route to Douala. The truck contains several cartons, with some having eggs to play over the intelligence of gendarmes.
The alleged smugglers and their truck were taken to the Mungo North Gendarmerie Brigade for further investigation, while the goods were burned in the presence of administrative and security officials. And to education, students of Catholic University Institute Oboya were yesterday drilled on entrepreneurship and life after the university. The workshop took place at the Bonaberry campus in Douala, as Giant Gang tells us.
The Catholic University Institute of Boya Douala Bonaberry campus yesterday, November 17, 2021, treated its students to an entrepreneurial workshop, as it is a tradition of the institute to invite guest speakers to their campuses to motivate its students with their real-life experiences.
We believe that for you to succeed in future, it starts from now. The kind of networks you make now, the experiences you know about how the outside world looks like, and all those things are so important now. That's why it's a tradition. In Suebi, we always bring these people who are making it. And the exceptional thing about the speaker of today is that it's our student. So it's a pride for us, especially in the entrepreneurship department, to be able to come back with a student who is making it, who owns the company, and he can come and share with other current students what's happening, his challenges, and encourage them that they can make it in Cameroon.
The guest speaker of this edition, himself a Catholic University Institute alumnus, shared with the students tips on how to find their path and purpose amidst personal and social life.
I read a little bit on it and realized that, like myself, we've always been thinking of our path and our purpose like the same thing. That's our path and our purpose. I realize our purpose is quite objective, like what you want to become. Some of you are managers, some of you are engineers, some of you are IT engineers as well. You want to become that, you want to have a great career, you want to have a great business, you want to become top-notch in the world and everything. But most of the times you don't really find happiness at the end of that. So that's why I was happy when they used the word path. Because your path is more fulfilling, and in your path, you could develop your purpose.
The young CEO equally had a special advice for the civil engineers of the institution.
I really hope I spoke something that can help one or two people. And further, I also wish that the students who are studying civil engineering here, as well as other courses, they should believe in themselves and believe that there is an opportunity out there for them, both creating their own firm or working or under other existing companies. They just need to study and get through this phase, and I'm certain their path just began. They will move on to better days.
The administration of the Catholic University Institute believes that the sessions with the guest speakers is a platform to expose its students to the realities of entrepreneurship and life after graduation.
Our new book titled Community Federalism has been launched, a 250-page document authored by 2018 presidential candidate, national president of PCRN political party and current member of parliament Cabral Ribi, dissects and proposes solutions to multiple crises facing Cameroon. Lasha Kingsley attended the book launch and put together the following report.
The ongoing crisis in the northwest and southwest regions, a country formerly hailed as a haven of peace, appears to be a critical moment rocking the foundations of the colonial architecture of the young state of Cameroon. And at a time when individual learnings and loyalties complicate the vision of a common destiny, the sense of social identity demands serious revision.
Community federalism by Cabral Ribi, famed as a young, outspoken political leader, former presidential election candidate, and current member of parliament, steps up as a reasonable compromise to restore the vision of Cameroon as a bigger input which brings together a good number of specific samples.
Honorable Noran Fosin, PCR and Member of Parliament for Wuri East constituency, says the book, authored by the president of her party, carries the opinion of majority of Cameroonians who cannot speak up.
This book is very special and it treats about very deep problem of our society. The community federation, it's very important for us. And actually it's just, the President Cabral has said so loud what people think, actually, and they are not capable of speaking out. So I think it's very, very important, and everybody must get the book and read the book. It's very important. You will discover a lot of stuff. You are going to discover true identity on what you have to identify to. So I encourage everybody to get it. It's affordable.
The 250-page document in French and English dissects and proposes solutions to the multiple challenges the young state of Cameroon is going through. As a caveat to those who will get the book, the genuine spirit behind community federalism that may appear controversial in some minds can only be fully captured if readers avoid to skim pieces of the work in isolation. On the contrary, they are recommended to indulge in scamming the entire text from start to finish, and by so doing, they will abide to the golden rule, which stipulates in plain terms that a book is never judged by its cover.
World Prematurity Day is commemorated every November 17, aimed at raising awareness regarding the dangers of preterm birth. According to statistics, an estimated 15 million premature babies are born annually worldwide. Bokengo Wadi completes the story.
Being the leading cause of death in children under the ages of 5, prematurity is a global health burden with many triggers and risk factors.
A premature baby is any baby born before 37 weeks of pregnancy. Globally, prematurity is one of the leading causes of death in children under the age of 5. So, what are those risk factors? We have 1, multiple pregnancy. Multiple pregnancy means you're carrying either twins or triplets. Another risk factor is chronic medical condition. Chronic medical conditions such as diabetes and high blood pressure. We have a previous preterm labor, that if you have had a preterm labor before, you are at risk of another preterm labor. We have infections, we have the use of illegal drugs such as cocaine, alcohol abuse, like taking alcohol in pregnancy might actually provoke a premature labor.
With vital organs of the baby such as the brain, liver, heart and more still developing, it is important to note that
vital organs such as the brain, the lungs and the liver are still developing up till the end of pregnancy, which means giving birth to a baby before the 37 weeks, these organs are very underdeveloped. Now, these children come with complications like respiratory problems. Yes, because the lungs still lack the surfactants and they are poorly developed. Now, we also have problems with maintaining a stable body temperature because they have low body fat. Their body is very skinny. Now, they also have joint, they are predisposed to jaundice. Because of prematurity of the liver, they are more susceptible to infections because their immune system is very weak. They also usually have anemia and other many complications.
Worthy of note is the fact that the survival rate for premature babies is relatively very low.
Most of premature babies only survive the first few days of birth, and those who survive at the end up with long-term disabilities such as behavioral problems, learning problems, vision problems, and even hearing problems.
Nonetheless, most prematurity cases are highly preventable as stated by the midwife.
Preconception care, that's going for a medical checkup before you get pregnant so we can rule out those chronic medical conditions such as diabetes and high blood pressure, that predisposes you to having a premature labor and treat them. Infections should be treated. Now, when you start your clinic or your antenatals, make sure you are always there for your antenatals. Change of lifestyle, eat healthy diet, avoid the use of drugs, cocaine, alcohol.
With an estimated 15 million premature babies born yearly, according to the World Health Organization, World Prematurity Day 2021 is commemorated under the theme, Keeping Parents and Baby Born Too Soon Together. It is important for caregivers and health personnel to provide the right care, courage, strength, as well as contribute to the determination that is needed for the crucial survival for baby born too soon and their parents.
Bokengo Worthy reporting the and former Indomitable Lions captain Samuel Eto'o has officially submitted his application for the post of president of the Cameroon Football Federation FECAFOOT. He dropped his papers yesterday, November 17, at the headquarters of FECAFOOT in Yaoundé, Cameroon. His vision is to rekindle the spirit of victory within Cameroon's football. Nora Kakebi with details in the following report.
A huge crowd of fans yesterday, November 17, flocked to the Cameroon Football Federation FECAFOOT's head office at Chinga in Cameroon's political capital, Yaoundé, to witness Samuel Eto'o officially submit his candidacy for president of the federation. For most of his fans, Cameroon's football needs someone like Eto'o to ameliorate the sector. According to reports gathered, the former Indomitable Lions captain and striker had told the incumbent president that if he failed to uplift the federation to higher heights, then he will stand against him and run for president. It should be recalled that earlier in September, the four-time African Footballer of the Year made his intention known and why he wants to go in as FECAFOOT's president. Eto'o said the wish of the people is that authorities go beyond their selfish interests in order to relaunch the local championships by ensuring regularity, attractiveness, and visibility. The legendary footballer also said it is imperative to rekindle the spirit of victory within Cameroon's sport and ensure its sustainability. It should be noted that recently, the former striker and incumbent president of FECAFOOT, Seydou Mbombo Njoya, were invited to a meeting with CAF and FIFA, in which Eto'o was urged to drop his candidacy, but he blatantly refused to do so. The iconic Samuel Eto'o has officially submitted his candidacy to stand as president of Cameroon's Football Federation in the upcoming elections.
And youth from Modele village, Menchum Valley in the northwest region of Cameroon came together recently in Limbe for their annual General Assembly. The annual General Assembly was to revive the association, as Kuma Honore tells us from Limbe.
They call themselves the Modele Youth Development Association from Menchum Valley in Menchum Division, northwest region of Cameroon. They are here in Limbe for the annual come together with the objectives to discuss issues concerning the growth of the association as well as the growth of their village of origin. The General Assembly, which took place under the theme Youths as Agents of Community Development, witnessed the participation of delegates from all over the nation to fine-tune strategies to improve on their personal development and that of Modele village. Addressing delegates, the national coordinator, who doubles as the acting president, Mendy Adolf, called on participants not to be afraid to point out those problems that have been retarding the association from moving forward, as a caretaker committee is ready to carry the association to a different level.
I think the concern on development is a wider one because the village is lacking so many things. But we think that as youth, we have to begin to lay a foundation that will be a springboard. Maybe tomorrow we can become elites. And we have to begin the working today. So we have decided that we will begin with education. With education, they say if you give a child a pen and a book, you have empowered the nation. Not only that child, because education is the only instrument that can be used to manipulate or to transform a particular society.
Top on the agenda was the creation of new branches for the association, preparation for elections of the National Executive come March 19, 2022, and the creation of a microfinance project.
We have as objective to mobilize all the youth of the village. We have been too scattered and we felt that we should mobilize ourselves and sensitize ourselves to the need of togetherness. So our main objective first is togetherness, and then like the president rightly put it, we also envisage, or we are looking forward, as after we must have assembled ourselves, we have to create branches so that for accessibility, others should be able to like communion in those branches that will be created.
The AGM ended with several recommendations taken to move the association forward. Some of the recommendations include a call for massive registration for more youths, the launching of a microfinance project, the creation of new branches, and a call for parents to permit their children join the moving train.
Kumar Honore's report ends the 6:30 p.m. edition of News on My Media Prime Television. Coming up next is Prime Hour with Gumlenat and his team. My name is Fon Quinter. Have a great night in the company of more programs on The African Eye. Goodbye.